All right, guys. Hope you're all doing well. I have 30 days to talk about Trojan. Okay. The Trojan selling method. I'm going to talk about this every day for 30 days because I need to find my voice talking about it. I need to understand it in detail because I've only basically taken what I have discovered, right? Because I kind of discovered this. I didn't plan to figure this out. It just kind of was a necessity from when we were selling Apex and still are. Just this is um how we're going to sell it because it's the type of company we want to be. We want to be a trust first company. We want to, be true to our customers. So we implemented it, but then we started figuring out all these little things along the way that we had to do to make it work. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take those learnings, take everything I'm figuring out about this system, right? And put it into a framework, into a program, into a package that other people can replicate it, right? And I won't lie, like I kind of sometimes get a bit nervous coming on to talk about this stuff because maybe it's just fear of rejection. I don't know, right? And there's so many people I look up to online, and you're like, well, who am I to start sharing this and start documenting what I'm doing in my framework? Because I'm just a guy from Ireland. Like, who am I to come up with a framework, right? But like, who is anyone to come up with a framework? We all have to figure it out. Like everyone figured out their framework from somewhere. All these frameworks are out there, and I'm sure those people, when they were trying to puzzle it all together, they weren't fully sure, but they knew they were onto something. And I know I'm onto something, right? I have a feeling, I have a really good feeling about this. I see this, like I seen what I did with Apex, right? And we're like our site, as I've said many times before, and you can check it out, apexseries.co. Like it's not a great site. It's very plain, right? And we're going to improve it. But Trojan was able to take that, and when it made it a trust first offer, we were able to get conversion up from I think 0.7% up to like 2.4, 2.6%, right? And that's with the poor website. When we improve that website, I'm sure it'll go better. So when I seen that, I was first of all like, whoa, this is really, really good. But then I was like, will the people actually pay? At the end of the trial on Trojan, right? And you can learn more about Trojan, like just go to some of my old videos or go to trojanselling.com. And basically, I was wondering, like, will these people pay? Will their cards decline? And will they just have stolen our product, right? So I was amazed when people actually paid and people actually thanked us and people actually said, like, they love the way we sell our product, the way we trust them with our product. That relationship that we were building with the customers, was real, was genuine, is genuine. And they've given back to us now because we've given so much to them. But there was lots of little things that I had to figure out along the way to make the whole thing work, even just from getting the tech to work or getting the positioning of the offer correct, or just to make sure that they get the right emails at the right time and how to phrase it and how to talk about the trial. I had to figure all that out. And then also, like, as I said, when people started, promoting the product and sharing the product, I had to figure out, like, why was that happening? And then, was there things we were doing that was encouraging that? And all that stuff has become the Trojan selling method, the framework that I'm making it a kind of a mission to share and to promote, because first of all, I feel I can be called to this. Like I can be called to help people implement trust-based selling. Like there's no one doing this. Probably because no one was brave enough to do it. They were nervous. They didn't think it was the right thing. Maybe that's how we figure things out, right? But also because I know this can help, like when we fully systemize this, I know this process, this method, it can really help businesses that could be struggling and that maybe have amazing products, but people don't give them a chance because, they're new, or because it takes a lot of convincing on the front end, and that convincing actually is a bit of a barrier for us as people, and we kind of step back because we feel people are trying to convince us of something. Whereas if it was actually trust-based with a method like the Trojan method, that company gets in the door in terms of the branded product, gets in the door, gets into someone's life, and then they have a really good experience. And then when they have that positive experience, they don't mind paying for it, and then they don't mind spreading the good word, and then that means more sales for the business owner, but also means more customers that actually love the product are getting a chance to experience it. Like for too long, I think sales pages and funnels and all that have just been about conversion metrics, but these are real people. I think if we can remember that and bring that back to the heart of our sale and optimize for trust, right? Optimize for trust. I know that, as companies, as businesses, as sellers, we can do so much better. We can do so much better. So what I want to do over the next, 30 days or whatever is just come on and just record videos and talk about Trojan and share what I know about Trojan and become better at expressing it. Because I'll be honest, like I've hit record on so many different videos and been like, no, I stop. And I said, that's not good enough or whatever. And, I need to improve at that, but I have to do that to get this message out there. And I also have to do it to refine this message. But the experience we've had with Trojan inside Apex has been epic. Like it's been unreal. The people we're bringing through beta now, right? And there is a handful, like I've no doubt they'll have it'll work well for them as well. Like human laws, human psychology, it's the same everywhere. And that's what we're baking into our offers, right? And baking into our companies ultimately, because you do this right, people remember that because it's so rare nowadays in 2025, and I'm sure beyond. Like people, trust is gone a lot of the time, so we need to bring it back as sellers. But I think doing that will mean that your customers have better experience, but also you make more money. Ultimately, like you can charge more, because when people buy a product off you, right? It's not the price necessarily that like they're nervous about. Say if someone's 50 quid, right? They're nervous that if they spend this 50 quid and it doesn't work out for them, they have to go and try and return it. They have to, try, like as I said, they mightn't get their money back, and it's all trust from the consumer to the business, right? But if we do this right, it should be the other way around, that they don't feel that negative moment of having to pay for something that they may not like. They don't have to do that anymore. We're trusting them. And that actually means that, if we believe in our product and our product is actually really, really good, when the customer gets it and experiences all these like positive moments along the journey, in the second phase of Trojan, it means that they don't mind when the checkout comes along. They don't mind paying. They don't mind the money being taken because they've already had such a great experience. And that feeling of positivity, when that's left, when the sale is over and they've paid and everything like that, they'll remember that. And what they'll do is they'll tell their friends, they'll spread the good word about your product, and hopefully you can reward them for doing that. But then they'll tell more people, and more people will see your product, and more people will enter your funnel, enter your buying sequence, or just experience your product, and ultimately your business will grow. And what we found, as I said, the price, we found like people don't mind if it's a higher price. It's the experience. So that means it's actually not price within reason. Like the price does come into it, but it's not fully price, unless you're trying to be the lowest cost in the market, which we wouldn't recommend this for. And this is really for premium products. And unless you're trying to be that, like I don't think price fully comes into it. I think it's experience. It's how you make them feel, and it's ultimately if you meet their outcome, meet their desires, meet their needs. That's it. But I'm going to record a video. I'm going to put something up every day for the next 30 days and maybe beyond to actually find my voice. I've done this before a number of years ago, and I've seen a lot of business from that. I've seen a lot of improvements in me, but then something happened and it kind of waned and I stopped. But I need to keep doing that, because that's what's going to help this whole methodology, this framework, this thing that we're building, this movement, actually happen. So here we are getting started now. So if you like this, if you're interested in learning more about trust-based selling and seeing this framework being built out in real time, subscribe, guys, and let me know in the comments what you think, trust-based or force-based. Force is traditional, kind of like just, you need to trust us and you need to buy now and then see what it's like. Whereas our trust-based is I even said that wrong, right? Our trust-based model is where we trust the customer. And ultimately, so far for us, that has proved dividends. So welcome to the journey.